Welcome to While We Were Distracted, the podcast where we explore topics that often get overshadowed in the rush of daily life.
Is there a tension between pursuing AGI quickly and safely?
Yes, there is. And
That's in the jury question.
yeah, so when we talk about safety, we're talking about requiring guarantees to some extent that the AI systems are going to behave in ways that don't harm human beings, that don't induce them to commit suicide, for example. So providing those kinds of guarantees is an unsolved scientific problem. And if companies were required to provide those kinds of guarantees, they would have to more or less stop their development of capabilities and go back to the drawing board and figure out how to make AI systems that are actually safe. And because they're all in a competition with each other, each company individually feels that it needs to be in this race for improving capabilities, and that means that they can't stop and solve the safety problem, which I think some of their employees would like to do, but the overall company policy is preventing that.
And what you mentioned the large reasoning models, those are AI systems, is that right?
Yes.
Those are the sorts of systems you're talking about in your testimony here. Can you give some examples that the jurors might even be familiar with about current large reasoning models?
Sure. So the leading models from OpenAI, which I think is GPT 5.5 right now.
GPT.
So ChatGPT is the name of the system that you interact with, but the underlying model is called GPT 5.5. There's from Anthropic, there's Claude, and from Google DeepMind, there's Gemini, and the latest models of these are these large reasoning systems.
Excuse me 1 minute. Your Honor may have just 1 minute. Thank you, Professor.
Cross.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I have a moment to distribute these cross binders? Approach, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Frenzen, do you have one for me?
I do, Your Honor.
Thank you. You may proceed when you're ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. Morning, Dr. Russell.
Morning.
My name is Will Frenson. I'm a lawyer in San Francisco. You and I have not met before. Is that right?
That's correct.
You were hired to testify today by Mr. Musk. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, technically, he's hired by the lawyers.
Who's paying you?
A company called Accession.
And is it your understanding that's a company controlled by Mr. Musk?
It is, yes.
Okay. You're working for Mr. Musk here today.
Well, I'm, as the judge says, I'm technically working for the law firm Moeller Lamkin.
Well, let's be clear. Mr. Musk is paying you. You understand that?
I do, yes.
And the lawyers gave you your instructions, right?
They did.
No one asked you to review the complaint in this case before forming your opinions. Is that right, Doctor?
That's correct.
No one asked you to review any documents related to this actual case, correct?
That's correct.
No one asked you to review testimony by any witness in this case. Is that correct?
That's correct.
You are not offering an opinion about any safety commitments allegedly made by OpenAI to Mr. Musk, right?
That's correct.
You are not offering an opinion whether OpenAI, whether its safety provisions are consistent with any commitments allegedly made to Mr. Musk, right?
That's correct.
You are not giving an opinion any existing OpenAI product is safe or unsafe. Is that right?
That's correct.
You're not giving an opinion on whether OpenAI's safety practices are better or worse than any other AI company. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And that's because you weren't asked to do that, right?
Correct.
Could have been asked to do that, but you weren't asked to do that, right?
Overruled.
Dr. Russell,
I
could have been asked to do that,
I guess I could have been asked to do that.
but you weren't.
I was not.
Your report did not compare OpenAI's safety practices to other leading AI companies, including XAI. Is that right?
That's correct. Yes.
I noticed when you talked about, I guess, leading AI platforms just a moment ago with Mr. Molo, did you leave off any products by XAI?
Yes, I did not. I did not mention XAI's products. I think the three that I mentioned are the ones in widest use that the jury might be familiar with.
Do you know what Grok is?
Yes, Grok is an AI system produced by XAI.
Similar to the others, which you did mention, right?
Yes.
You were not asked to give an opinion concerning OpenAI's corporate governance or structure and how those impact safety, were you?
I was not.
You were not asked to give an opinion on OpenAI's nonprofit status and how that impacts its safety practices, were you?
I was not.
There is no opinion in your report on whether OpenAI's current corporate structure influenced its safety practices in any way, is there?
Not that I remember, no.
You're not expressing any opinion on whether OpenAI's safety practices are consistent with its nonprofit mission, correct?
Correct.
You're not offering an opinion on whether OpenAI's restructuring was good or bad from a safety perspective, are you?
No. That's a no.
Excuse you. You're not offering any opinion that OpenAI, specifically as opposed to any other AI company, has prioritized profit over safety, correct?
That's correct.
Again, you could have been asked to do that. You were not.
Overruled.
I guess I could have been asked anything, yes.
You understand that we expect this jury will hear from OpenAI employees and perhaps board members about OpenAI's safety measures. Do you understand that?
I do, yes.
Your report did not discuss whether OpenAI can delay release of models if safety risks present themselves. Is that right?
My report does not discuss that.
Your report did not discuss that OpenAI uses system cards, which show how OpenAI addresses safety risks for its models, right?
What's the objection?
Facts, not an evidence. And it's not what the witness was offering to provide general background on AI, and that's what the court allowed.
Right. I understand.
Could have been.
Overruled. This is cross.
Sorry, Dr. Russ.
Could you repeat the question?
Yeah, your report does not discuss that OpenAI uses system cards, which show how OpenAI addresses safety risks for its models, correct?
I don't have an exact recollection. I may have referenced in one of the footnotes a model card or system card from one of the systems. I don't remember exactly which one.
Right, but your report didn't actually address safety measures that are currently being implemented by OpenAI, did it?
It did talk about the general approaches to safety used by the leading AI companies, which I guess by implication includes OpenAI.
You did not analyze OpenAI's safety measures or procedures in your report, did you, Dr. Russell?
So not specifically OpenAI, but I analyzed procedures that are used by OpenAI among other companies.
Are you saying that you specifically discussed in your report the use of, for example, safety cards, or I'm sorry, system cards?
I don't think I had a section on system cards. So a system card is simply a description of safety procedures that are used.
Right, and it's made public, right?
It is, yes.
So people can go and review them, right?
Yes, they can.
And you didn't discuss the specifics of any of those in your report, did you?
As I said, I discussed the procedures that are used to try to improve the safety of AI systems by the leading AI companies. I did not specifically refer to OpenAI's system card.
Right, or any other specific safety procedures utilized by OpenAI, correct?
As I said, I discussed safety procedures that are used by OpenAI among other companies.
And I'm sorry, Dr. Russell, you did not specifically address any particular safety measures used by OpenAI, correct? I mean, your report does not mention, with regard to OpenAI, they utilize the following.
That's correct. But as I said, for example, I discuss reinforcement learning from human feedback, which is one of the safety procedures used by OpenAI.
Right, but you did not.
I did not say that OpenAI specifically uses that procedure.
You discussed it in general terms.
I did, yes.
You are aware that OpenAI is the only AI company whose structure followed negotiations with the Attorney General of California and with Delaware. Are you aware that OpenAI has continuing obligations to California and Delaware?
And
Are you aware, Dr. Russell, that OpenAI has a safety and security committee?
Not specifically, no.
Are you aware it has a dedicated nonprofit safety and security committee with an independent chair?
So I understand that until recently it had a board whose primary responsibility was safety and security to make sure that OpenAI stuck to that mission. I'm not sure I know what the current arrangements are and what oversight responsibilities the board has.
Right. So as you sit here today, you're not aware that OpenAI has a dedicated nonprofit safety and security committee with an independent chair. Is that right, Dr. Russ?
That's correct. I'm not aware of what the new organization is.
You are not aware that OpenAI's safety and security committee legally must place the mission over profits.
interesting.
Dr. Russell, you discussed your rate for your work. Can you tell us what your total compensation for your testimony will be?
So it'll probably be about 235,000 altogether.
Can you estimate for us the percent of your income for the year that represents?
Oh,
For a household income, about
Talking about your income, Dr. Russell.
okay, my income, so probably 20, about 20%.
Now, it's your view, Dr. Russell, isn't it, that AGI could have enormous economic value for people? Is that right?
It could, yes, if used in the right way and if the benefits were shared, then it could have significant economic benefits for people, yes.
And to be clear, a lot of the opinions you have expressed today in your report, they are characterized as risks if safety measures are not adequate, correct?
That's correct.
And so, according to you, AGI could have enormous economic value. By definition, AGI systems can deliver for everyone on Earth the same standard of living that humans are already able to deliver for affluent individuals, say 90th percentile of the U.S. income distribution, and can do so at much lower cost and resource usage, right?
That's correct.
And you said there would be significant further value from advances in health, education, science, and so on, right?
Yes,
So you see the potential for great benefit.
I do. Yes.
And you've spent 40 years teaching people how to make AI, right, Doctor?
That's correct.
You are aware Mr. Musk also thinks that the future of AI will be beneficial for people in economic terms.
I don't think I have any specific knowledge of that.
Could we take a look, please, just for Dr. Russell in the court at Defense Exhibit 1393, please, Mr. Skimper. Do you see what's in front of you, Dr. Russell?
Sorry, just a moment.
Oh, I think you screen there if that's
Oh,
easier.
sure. Yeah.
But take a look in the binder as well if you want.
Okay.
Okay. Does that appear to be a text from Mr. Musk?
It does.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, not a text, a tweet. I apologize.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's on X, so I'm guessing it's what we still call a tweet.
Okay. I'd offer it, Your Honor.
Well, there's no foundation he's ever seen, Mr. Bunsen.
He's an expert, Your Honor.
That doesn't necessarily matter if he doesn't have any background or he's never seen it.
Well, he's asserting that he is an expert in the area of AI safety, and I'm asking him about this particular tweet and if he recognizes it as a tweet by a party opponent. I would offer it into evidence.
Well, I'm not going to admit it right now, but go ahead and show the jury and let me see what the question is. The jury can't see it yet. Now they can see it. So I don't know that I'm going to admit it. Ask your question.
All right, Dr. Russell, it is, according to this, Mr. Musk's position that actually AI robotics will mean everyone can have a penthouse if they want, right?
I don't, or I can read what the tweet says. So, and I'm assuming this is actually his account. I've not read this before. I don't have an X account, and I don't follow Mr. Musk.
You don't follow Mr. Musk?
No.
Do you follow what Mr.
Well, we can take it down now. Go ahead. Ask your question.
Do you follow what Mr. Musk is publicly stating about his intentions in developing artificial intelligence?
So I generally keep up with the news on AI, and I'm aware that Mr. Musk has made some of these kinds of statements about the potential upside of artificial intelligence. Yes.
You're aware that Mr. Musk believes that it will lead to abundance for all?
I'm not sure that's accurate. The word will suggests that he believed that is what's going to happen. But he's also stated that the consequences could be extraordinarily negative.
It's not my question, Dr. Russell. My question
actually, it is your question.
So let's get a new question. By the way, I know you've never testified before. What's going to happen is when he's done, the other lawyer's going to get up and let you do lots of explanations. These guys are on a clock.
Okay.
So just listen to the question and try to answer it direct.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Your report did not...
Your Honor, audio issues.
Well, it's going to have to, I'll have to just cut out. Keep going. We're not waiting.
Your report did not.
Those, then we are waiting.
That's what I was. So I didn't want to.
I thought there are a lot of audio, there's lots of audio issues going on. You have audio in the overflow, audio streaming. All right, so is that working? Now it is, okay. You are the only audio problem for which I will wait. All right, now you may proceed. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Dr. Russell, your report did not include, consider, or reference views of other very qualified AI experts who did not agree with you, correct?
That's correct.
You decided it was not your job, even as an academic, to include competing views, correct?
That's correct. In my book, I have an entire chapter devoted to the arguments that you're referring to.
All right. We're not all here reading your book, right?
Correct.
Okay. And so with respect to your testimony in this case, you decided you didn't feel it was your job to make the case against yourself, right?
That's correct.
You also chose not to ask for any competing views that you were expressing in your report. Is that right?
I'm not sure I understand the question. I'm writing a report. I'm not asking anyone.
In forming your opinions and preparing your report, did you ask anyone to provide you any materials that might be contrary to your opinion so you could consider them?
I see. Sorry. No, I did not.
Thank you, Doctor. You are aware, or are you aware, that Mr. Musk's position is that OpenAI should open source its technology?
I'm not aware of that position, though.
Are you aware Mr. Musk claims open sourcing is required by the mission of OpenAI?
I'm not aware of that, no.
You made reference earlier to testifying before the U.S. Senate. Is that right?
I did, yes.
Do you recall that one of the things you testified before the U.S. Senate about was the dangers of open sourcing AI models?
I don't have a specific recollection of that part of my testimony, but I have generally pointed to the dangers of open sourcing, yes. Okay.
You believe that open source AI would dramatically increase the risks. Is that correct?
If we open source AI systems that are unsafe, then you are dramatically increasing the risks. So I've generally said that open sourcing, which means making available the underlying software and the trained models that the AI companies are producing, can be done, and it has benefits in terms of academic research, in terms of allowing, for example, poor countries to have access to the benefits of AI. It can be done, but it requires much more stringent safety measures to prevent misuse of that technology.
Dr. Russell, basically, you believe, among other things, that open sourcing AI can make it easier to remove guardrails that have been put in place, right?
That's correct, yes.
So generally speaking, you are not in favor of open sourcing AI models, right?
As I said, I think it's acceptable, but it requires additional and very stringent safety measures.
Well, you've spoken out against open sourcing.
I have said what I just said, which is that if open sourcing of very capable models is to be allowed, there have to be additional safety measures, such as that every copy should automatically register itself, so that when someone starts using a copy of the system, the regulator is aware that that copy exists and is being used. And there should be an off switch so that if that system is being used to cause harm or is misbehaving, causing harm itself, then we should be able to turn it off.
Dr. Russell, one of your concerns, which you've expressed in your report here today, is AI companies racing to develop AI faster, larger, and for profits, correct?
I've expressed the concern that there is a race to increase the capabilities of AI systems. Yes.
In your view, Mr. Musk also faces those incentives to move fast to develop AI for profits, right?
To the extent that he does own XAI, and XAI is competing in that market, that would apply to him as well. Yes.
Okay, and Tesla as well, right? You're aware Tesla's in the AI business?
Well, it's compound.
That's true, Your Honor. You're aware Tesla is in the AI business, correct?
So I'm aware that they have been developing self-driving software for their cars. And they also, I think, the Optimus robot is also something that they're manufacturing. So, but that's very different from creating this cutting edge AI in the way that, with ChatGPT and so on. It's a different kind of AI system.
Are you disputing that Tesla is in the process or has I'm sorry, strike that. I apologize, Your Honor. I was about to get compound. Dr. Russell, are you aware that Mr. Musk has tweeted that Tesla will be one of the companies to make AGI?
I'm not aware of that, no.
Are you aware that Mr. Musk has tweeted that people should join Tesla for real world AGI or XAI for digital world AGI?
I'm not aware of that, no. As I said, I'm not on X, and so I don't get tweets from anybody.
Okay, but if Tesla is one of the companies that will make AGI, then you would consider Tesla to be in the AI business, right?
If that hypothesis is correct, then yes.
All right. And have you considered, in connection with your opinions, that Mr. Musk has made multiple public statements about Optimus being the biggest product of all time by far?
I'm not specifically aware of that comment. I'm aware that he has high hopes for the Optimus robot.
Are you aware that he has publicly stated that the market cap for AI-controlled robots would be $25 trillion?
Sustained.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Sustained.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to understand the basis for my next question.
There are lots of bases. Let's get your next question. You're almost done.
Are you aware Mr. Musk has said Tesla will launch the fastest production ramp of any large complex manufactured product ever?
No, I'm not.
In connection with your opinion, have you considered whether Mr. Musk has a personal interest in the development of these Optimus AI robots?
It played no role in my opinion whatsoever.
Do you recall doing a podcast called Diary of a CEO with Stephen Bartlett in December of 2025?
I do, yes.
Okay. And at that time, you expressed an opinion about Mr. Musk getting rich from these AI robots, right?
I don't recall the exact remark you're referring to, sorry.
Your Honor, I'm going to offer Defense Exhibit 1417. This is the clip we discussed earlier.
Okay.
We'll bring it up. Who's Mr. Skimper, just for the witness to start with? Dr. Russell, take your time if you want to look in there, but do you recognize—
There's nothing in, it's just a picture, so.
No, it's for a clip. Do you recognize the gentleman who's displayed on the screen there?
I do, yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
This is Stephen Bartlett, who runs the Diary of a CEO podcast.
And that's the podcast which you did?
It is, yes.
Your Honor, I'm going to offer and seek to play Defense Exhibit 1417.
Go ahead.
Mr. Skimper, please.
Elon talking about the age of abundance when he delivered his quarterly earnings just a couple of weeks ago. And he said that there will be at some point 10 billion humanoid robots. His pay packet targets him to deliver 1 million of these humanoid robots a year that are enabled by AI by 2030. So if he does that, he gets, I think, part of his package.
So the age of abundance for Elon.
Overruled. And the court reporter under my prior order was relieved from her responsibility to transcribe that, your order to provide the transcript.
Will do, Your Honor. Dr. Russell, you're on the board of advisors for an organization called Americans for Responsible Innovation. Is that right?
That's correct.
In November of 2025, Americans for Responsible Innovation ran a campaign for the new administration to appoint Mr. Musk as special advisor to the president on artificial intelligence. Were you aware of that?
No, I was not.
But you are an advisor to this organization, correct?
I am, but they never consulted me on that.
And specifically what you specialize in advising them about is AI matters, right?
That's right. But so far, I've had very little advisory role for them.
Okay.
2 minutes.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
2 minutes.
Bringing in for landing, Your Honor. Dr. Russell, it was your view that Mr. Musk should not be special advisor to the president on artificial intelligence matters. Is that correct?
I don't think I have a view on that.
Mr. Skimper, Your Honor, I'm going to the deposition transcript of Dr. Russell, page 110. Lines 8 through 21, and I would seek to just go ahead and play the video, Your Honor. Is Courtney the entry again?
I have it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Urging President-elect Trump.
So whoever's controlling over there, you need to wait until I say it's okay.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Thank you. You may play it now.
Restart it. Skimper.
Aware that in November 2025, ARI launched a campaign urging President-elect Trump to appoint Elon Musk as special advisor to the president on AI. I did not know that. You did not know that. You had no involvement in that campaign.
Nope.
That's something you would have supported had you known about it?
No.
I have nothing further for this witness. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Dr. Russell.
Don't forget to like and subscribe for the next episode on While We Were Distracted.